Hello Aquarius, thank you for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Daily Tarot by Renata Lechner. For the supportive oracle cards, I'm using the Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. I already shuffled relationship first, single second, and oracle cards come out as needed. My dog I'm hearing in the background. I'm hearing this sound that's kind of a little bit gross. So I'm like, what is that sound? It's him. It's not bad. It's fine. There's a lot going on here. Alright, so Aquarian relationships. Now I'm getting the challenge card for you, and don't get caught up in the gender, but I'm seeing the Empress with the organization. This is the challenge card. Now, I'm actually getting to not be too... See, I'm getting organization is necessary. But I'm getting, like, not to get too caught up in the emotional section of this. What does that mean? Like, if somebody seems to be trying to pull you off of course or off course, and it seems like they just can't handle something, you can relieve them of that, but find something else to supplement that lack. Because I'm getting you might have to redistribute some things. And the Empress here is telling me she is somebody who's very connected to people. She definitely looks out for how somebody feels. She makes sure people are taken care of. She's very much big picture person. Like, everybody works together. It's about the family, not just about one person. She's very caring about multiple people. Like, she's very inclusive. But there has to be a line also where you don't end up, if somebody can't handle something, that you don't just keep taking it on for yourself, that you maybe redistribute it to someone else. Because she tends to be somebody, especially if this card gets a little bit out of control, she takes too much on herself and she can run herself into the ground. Again, for this, don't get caught up in the gender. I know I'm using she pronouns, but however this hits for you, he, she, they, whatever it is, I'm just getting, be careful if you're relieving somebody else of their responsibilities, that you don't take too much on for yourself. Redistribute it to someone else if necessary. Okay. Now, and I'm feeling this is coming from your partner. Like, your partner seems like they might not be able to handle everything coming at them. Is that correct, or is that someone else? It could be somebody else. Okay, so it could be somebody else, not your partner. But I'm getting, if you take too much on, it could put a strain on your relationship, so be careful. That's your challenge card. That seems to be the strongest thing starting off. Because I'm getting, whatever's going on in your relationship, you got this Four of Wands. You're holding the line there too. You're holding the line there too. So don't spread yourself too thin. Because your partner is also going through something, and they need you just as much as whatever else is going on around you. And I feel like one of the reasons this is coming at you this way is because I feel like they're not telling you right away, and you might end up getting yourself in a pickle by having yourself, you might have spread yourself too thin, and then they need you as well, and you just can't support them as much as you want to. And I feel like that could be a problem here. Because their challenge card is the Page of Cups, which is kind of, the pages are more of a follower energy to me. And I'm getting like, the reason this is a challenge is because they're not sharing with you what's actually happening. I feel like they have something going on emotionally that they're being kind of passive with. They might be dropping subtle hints that something's going on, but they're not flat out telling you. They're almost waiting for you to ask them. And I feel like you've got so much going on that you're not realizing that they need you right now. They're going to have to tell you. And I feel like that's their challenge card, is that they should be telling you and they're not. Something emotional is going on with them. Now, just so, like, they're building up the courage to tell you, and they're thinking about how they're going to do this because something is bothering them, and they kind of need your support with it. It's building though. They're thinking about it. They're building up this courage to start this conversation. One of the reasons they're building up the courage to talk with you is because they need you to really look at the situation and help them really see what's actually happening as opposed to how they feel about it. They're feeling like it might be a little bit uncomfortable having this conversation with you because you will tell them the truth about what you're seeing, and there might be some things here that they don't want to see. In fact, they feel like they're aware that there's something here that's amiss. They realize that they're getting over emotional about something. Something emotionally is going on with them, and they need you to help get them back in line, to help focus what's really going on here. They need you as that sounding board, and they seem to depend on you for more of the realistic approach. And it may be a little uncomfortable for them because they realize that they might have made some missteps, and that you're going to tell them the truth about what you're experiencing, what they're telling you. You're going to reiterate back about the truth that you're getting from them, and they need that. So that's why they're building up the courage for it. Are we good? Good. Okay. So coming in next, they got the King of Swords. They lay it on you. They let you know what's going on. And that's why that challenge card is here. I'm saying, like, if you're already spread pretty thin, it's going to be overburdening because it's a situation where it needs your full attention. And I'm getting you might already be exhausted to begin with. So hopefully this is coming to you at the right time where you're not spreading yourself too thin. Because they come towards you, you got the Ace of Swords here. You're realizing right away you can't just go at this half ass. I was trying to find another way to say it, but I guess that's not really that bad. But there you go. You know you have to have your full attention on this. You got the Ace of Swords, and you're engaging with them. The conversation's happening. It's an intense conversation, not aggressive, but just intense. Like, you're giving your full attention. You're giving the truth. You're telling them what you're hearing, what you know of them, what you know of the situation. You're just being truthful. Your value in this relationship, a big piece of that is being honest and telling them, well, all right, this is what you did, but this is what I'm hearing, and you're showing the angles. You're showing the different ways this could have gone and what they need to do, what you think they should do. You're giving some options here. And it's a lot of brain power going on here. From that, I'm getting your partner is going through the transition because I'm getting they have to eat crow a little bit here, and they have to fix some of the mistakes they've made. So they got the world coming in here. There's a phase shift. I'm also getting, as they're telling you things, spiritually you got the world with harmony. Now what I'm getting is, like, you're hearing things your partner's telling you, and you're not liking some of it. You're realizing they've done some things that they should not have done, and you're pointing it out and you're dealing with it. But you got the harmony here. You're like you're putting a bit of sugar with it where you can. You're making sure that they don't get upset with you in the long run for what you're telling them, but you're definitely telling them the truth. So this is another reason why you don't want to spread yourself too thin, because this is taking a lot of your energy, because you're like, I have to tell you the truth. I have to tell them the truth. Let's put it that way. You know you have to tell them the truth, but you got to be a little diplomatic about it. And you're just like, all right, this is going to take a bit of doing. And the Tower card is telling me that you're kind of like a couple things are shocking you that you're hearing, and you don't like it. And you have to, like, kind of dial it down to make sure you don't kind of snap at your partner, because you're like, I don't need them to be upset with me. I don't need that. I just need this to work out, and I need them to fix what's going on. So you're being very diplomatic. You're like, it's just one more thing. I don't need to deal with that too. So let's just work this out, keep it smooth, and just get them on the right track and just go from there. Because I feel like you're not happy about some of the things you're hearing, just to be fair. All right. Now your partner, I'm getting they're realizing that they've made some missteps. You're pointing it out. They're thinking it over. They're realizing, they have to fix what they've done, And I'm getting, with your influence with the safe home protection, they're feeling like this is going to go back on track. That Nine of Wands really makes me feel like they're realizing they kind of have to fix their own mess. They're realizing they're getting ready to take care of it, and they're just kind of like, what has been going has to stop, and they have to go in a new direction. I'm getting at Four of Swords. It's kind of like they really are thinking about how they're going to do it. They know what they have to do, but they're just thinking about how they're going to go about it. And through your influence, they got the safe home protection. Like, it's all going to work out. They just got to handle it. I'm getting, once you've talked it out with them, you got the Page of Pentacles. You're a supportive player. You're there for them. You're keeping in touch with them, but you're like, I've talked it out with them. I've told them what I thought, but it's their show. They're going to have to figure it out. They're going to have to move forward. I've given my 2 cents. That's pretty much what I can do right now. Your partner, what makes things better for them? Eight of Pentacles, the Emperor, the King of Wands. And the top card here is authenticity. Authenticity. They're coming forward. They're owning up to what they've done. I'm getting the King of Wands, the Emperor, and the Eight of Pentacles is like they're finishing off. They're correcting the situation, but I'm feeling like it's taking. They have to be diplomatic as well. They're handling it very delicately. It seems like they're slowly ending what was to begin what needs to be now. Like, they're ending how it was because there's something incorrect there, and they're restarting anew, but they're doing it very carefully, very slowly. But they do have the King of Wands is like they are very active and very animate, that they will keep going forward. They got the Emperor with the King of Wands, which means definitely all in, getting it going, moving forward, but they're making sure that they're being very considerate of other people involved and making sure that they don't burn any bridges, and they're trying to make sure they correct the situation and don't make it any worse. But it's going to take a little bit of time, and they're coming forward. Things are coming out. They're being very careful about how they're bringing things forward, but they're definitely becoming more on the level about what's going on. And I feel like you're seeing this go through. I'm getting what's making things better for you is like the Seven of Pentacles is telling me you're seeing them correct it, but it's just not time for them to exactly jump forward and start the new path. They're slowly ending it. They're slowly putting things back into order. You're feeling like this justice, like this is working out. This is going to work things out well. It's a diplomatic end instead of just an abrupt ending. Like, this is wrong. Stop. Start anew. You're like, that's too jarring. So the way they're doing it, you're on board with that. You're like, yeah, we talked about this. This is good. I like how this is going. Justice is being served. They are owning up to their own mistakes, and things are going back in line the way they should. I just feel like you're keeping an eye on the situation. You're seeing what you want. It's slowly coming to an end, and the new is being set up. But you're watching it slowly come to an end because something your partner's been doing is not right. And you're seeing it slowly come to an end. But I feel like the way you're viewing it is like this is the justful way to do it. It's a very diplomatic way of doing that. And I feel like you're happy with that. It's just still taking a bit of your energy, a notable amount, to keep an eye on it to make sure it does go the way you feel it should. Good? Good. So I feel like we got what we needed out of that. The big thing here is like be careful not to spread yourself too thin, because whatever your partner's going through, that's going to take a bit of your attention. So I feel like just be careful, don't spread yourself too thin, and you'll be fine. And they're telling me we're done. We can move on from this. All right, let's let this part go, and let's do Aquarian singles. Okay, Aquarian singles. What do we have for Aquarian singles? Messages for Aquarian singles. Empowering information for Aquarian singles. Empowering information to help them see what's truly going on and help them move forward in a way that they want to move on. Empowering information for Aquarian singles. For single Aquarians. All right, messages for single Aquarians. Let's do these cards too. Messages for single Aquarians. Messages for single Aquarians. Messages for single Aquarians. Okay. Alright, so at the bottom I have the Two of Cups. So there seems to be a connection here that's coming in. Sorry, my dog is just coming over. He wants to be a part of your reading a little bit. I know you can't see him, but he's here. He's here. When I'm pulling into this, the strongest card is the Two of Cups. So I'm getting like there's love on both sides. There's a love match that happens, but it's not without its challenge. And I've noticed it feels like all three air signs, Gemini, Libra, and you, Aquarius, are all having these challenges with the singles. Something similar. There's a love match, but there's complications to this love match. And I'm getting like where this seems to be stemming from is there was an interest before this, but either one or both of you were keeping it to yourself. You were just keep staying aloof. You weren't really sharing how you felt, either you or the other side, or possibly both. You were keeping like a safe distance. You knew how you felt, but it just seemed like it just wasn't looking like it was going to come together. But I'm getting it does have this match at some point. Like it becomes apparent. You're both on the same page. Let's put it that way. You are both on the same page with the attraction. But I feel like you have been more of a passenger. I want to say with the Page of Wands is where you're standing. Like you're not pushing forward with any type of advancement, but you are receptive to it, is where I feel you're standing. Like you're not going out and pushing or like letting this person know how you feel or trying to find out how they feel, but if they come forward to you, you're definitely on board is kind of what I'm getting. The passion is there. You're feeling that ignition. What I see happening is the Two of Pentacles with the Tower card. I'm getting like you're kind of drawn to this person, and you got the Two of Pentacles is where it's kind of like you're kind of drawn to them. You're not really expecting anything to happen, but you're kind of drawn to them. And I'm getting that Two of Pentacles, like you're kind of balancing it out. I feel like you're just instinctively just trying to just unearth a little bit here with this Two of Pentacles. Like the two is like balancing out or trying to like decide on something a lot of times. And I feel like you're trying to decide whether it even matters how you feel, because either one or both of you is hiding how you really feel, and you're just trying to get closer just to really see if there's anything here, if there's really anything here. The thing is, the Tower card hits right after, because I feel like it's kind of like curiosity that killed the cat type thing. You're just curious to see what the other person feels, because I feel like it might be the other person that's really holding back, might be a little aloof. And you find out how they feel, and that's the shock. That's the Tower card. Like, oh boy, and you're realizing you're both on the same page. Are we good? Now, what comes forward next is the Ace of Wands. I'm getting you realize you're both on the same page, and I'm getting the top card of the Four of Pentacles is like you're keeping it between the two of you, but when you realize you're both on the same page, it's just kind of one of those things where at first you're like you're not really sure what there is to do about it. And I'm getting the other side seems to be reacting like the Five of Swords, it's a fruitless victory. It's like, all right, you're both feeling the same way, and I feel like I've said this with the other air signs, it's like, what can you do with it? And I feel like the other side is looking at it like, yeah, we're both agreeing, we both want this, we both have this passion for each other, but can we really do anything with it? That's the fruitless victory. Like, can we really do anything with it? There's a face down card here later, so we'll see where this is going. Because I'm feeling that's where it starts, but I'm getting the Ace of Wands with the safe home protection. I'm getting like something starts happening. Like, I feel like a relationship starts with the two of you. But I'm getting this Four of Pentacles makes me feel like you're just keeping it between the two of you. For whatever reason, you've both decided this cannot be public, and it's just between the two of you. And I'm getting this Ace of Wands is happening, but the safe home protection is telling me, for whatever reason, you feel like this cannot go beyond just between the two of you. And nobody knows but except the two of you. You're like, yeah, I don't feel like you're sharing this with anybody. I don't feel like either of you are. Now, that happens, it seems like a relationship is starting here, but you're keeping it very quiet just between the two of you. You're not sharing it with anybody. That Four of Pentacles at the top is really making me feel that. And your partner, or your potential partner, let's use that, is going from this moment of like, all right, we have this passion, but what can we do with it? And they're starting to evolve more into this Courage card, which is telling me, they want something to become of it. They want something to become of it. So they seem to be evolving from the spot of like, well, all right, we both have passion for each other, but what can you really do with that? And they're progressing into, all right, we have this passion for each other, and now I want something to become of it. I want something to become of it. And what I'm getting is where this goes next, where this seems to be ending, is the Seven of Cups, the Four of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. I'm getting this just seems to really, really get intense. And I'm getting Seven of Cups is like the two of you really start to consider where this could go. I feel like the two of you get caught right up in it. I feel like you're fantasizing. You're both fantasizing about how good this could be. I just feel like it's getting away from you in the sense of like you're really getting excited. You're really feeling good about it. The two of you are like talking out best case scenarios, like how good this could actually be. That's what I'm getting with the Seven of Cups. You are definitely considering like the downside of where this could go too, but you're more concentrated on the positive is what I'm getting. The Four of Wands is like the two of you are very much bonding. You're very bonding. You're on the same page. You both want this to happen. And I'm getting the Knight of Wands is like you're both making a quick advancement forward, and I feel like it's becoming public. I'm getting you're letting go of the secrecy, and you're letting it be known that the two of you are interested and seeing each other. I don't think the word interested was necessary there. You're letting people know you're seeing each other. How's that? And it's becoming a relationship. Whatever was holding you back before, I feel like both of you have decided, too bad. We want to be together, and we're going to make this happen. Good? Good. I think that's about it. All right, I'm going to wrap that up there. Thank you for watching. If you would like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.